Boys and girls, it has been 24 hours since this thing has been molded. It is now in stone, and I believe it is ready to go. So here's how you demold a one-piece mold. You see, it's all one piece, right? The whole thing's one piece. Okay? You can't get the mold off the mold without it being a problem. Now there's a flange down here that's a little bit bigger than what's necessary. So what I will do, I will flip this over on its head. Ow! Now usually these things are good where you can just take them out. But what's going on with this one, and I'll show you this. See, there's the base. It is a good, tight, snug mold. Alright. Oh. See, that flange is a little loose on the outside where it ran, but it's still thick. Okay, shake it a little bit. Comes right off. Of course, you see, tablecloth. I might be able to reuse. Mold stand. Mold stand goes down on the bottom. Alright. Let's get flipped over. Grocery bag gets pulled off. Bag get pulled out. Woo! And this did come out with a very nice dividing line lip crease for the mask process. So that did come out pretty well. I'll just peel it right out. Now you remember, I did put the bolts and screws in the mold hole, right? Well, those stayed in the mold. Not in the mold, They stayed in the rubber. The little bolts, the little screws. So they're good to go on this. And here's where we gently and carefully pull this out, because you remember we had all those deep recesses in the mask where the details were. Well, and very gently and very carefully pull this down on all sides. To make sure that we don't pull the stone away from inside the mold. Now this is molded very much like the Victor Crowley mold was done. And the good thing about the latex from this one, this is the Chris Russell Bloody Murder mask that I acquired from Twisted Toybox last year in the buyout when he was going out of business. And he had a few molds and masters left that he was just going to throw away because he was going to take them to dump get rid of them. And I said, what you got? And he showed me. I said, okay, if you want to get rid of them, let's just trade the 3D printer for the masters. He agreed. That'd be good. All right, so we made a deal. And this is one of the ones that I got. And it's taken me this long to get to it. And I didn't realize how popular this mask was back in the day. Because back in the early 2000s and mid-2000s, I was not up to speed and knowledge of who, what, when, where, how, why in the mask world. You know, I was in taxidermy world. And I had no clue. See, I haven't had that much knowledge of who's done what in the mask world. So it really does benefit in a learning process to learn all the different artists and stuff who have done stuff. And look at what they've done and appreciate it, especially some of the retired ones. I've really come to appreciate a lot of Bob Premier's old MMFX pieces because they are truly unique in design. I'm most proud of the Part 8 Jason I got, and was most pleased that Bob had no problem with the continuity permissions idea on it. Because personally I really did feel that was a situation where that mask is, the mask, how do I say this? The mask uniqueness would be beneficial because that design of Part 8 everybody did from the movie directly. The Friday guy, all that shit. And I thought, well, you know what? Let's see if we can't make this a little bit more unique to the way it should have been done. And he had no problems with me doing it. And when I did do it, it was successful. However, I haven't molded that in latex yet. I still have it in clay. And see, this is an uber thick copy. I mean, this thing has got to be more than an inch thick. And that's the problem I'm having with a little bit of the demolding here. Having to make sure that the whole thing comes out without hang-ups or catching on the stone. And we're good. Nothing broke. So there it is. Oh. And here's your little, remember those little screw bolts I put in there? Hold it down. They're still in the mask. So, we're good on that. So now we've got that. And there it is, the Bloody Murder, aka Camp Killer mask. It goes back over there in the pile collection. I'll go in here and check and double check and make sure all the formations came out well. And it does indeed feel like they did. The eye, everything. Oh my goodness. Everything came out perfect. Well, and I'll look inside of it, and I'll bring you over for a peek. Turn this around. Bring you over for a peek. You can look inside the mold. Okay. All the details came out just about perfect. So, there's a couple of dry spots that's still drying a little bit. But here's what we can do. There's a screw that got loose in here. We're going to let this dry out fully. And I'll put it down over here. We'll let this dry out fully. And probably pour up a test pattern of latex. I actually got one vengeance here drying out. So why not do this? Let's go ahead and pour up a test pattern of latex in that, and we can see exactly how it turns out. Let me do this real quick. Get a little trash bag. Sweep these over. While I'm at it right here, I may as well show you how to do a good mold support. You want these sturdy farm buckets. Get them from Tractor Supply, Walmart, whatever. Make your mold if it fits. Actually, I need one of these. Got the wrong size bucket. There we go. There we go. Mold in the bucket. Fuck it. Mold in the bucket. Latex. Well, the one thing I usually do before every single pour, stir the latex. You have to stir this bad boy. Make sure all your lumps and everything are out before you do anything with it. Stir your latex. This is Reynolds Advanced Materials casting latex. That's all this is. Go down to Charlotte, buy these things by the 5 gallons. They're under $100 because you get an artist discount. Okay, now here's what you do. Pour the latex in. Pour it in, fill up the mold. Woohoo! I'm going to pour just a little past that point where the mold sets and settles. The flange line, I actually need to set this forward. There we go. Now we're a little bit more even with the flange line. May have to prop this up. I think this table has a dip in it. Anyway, I'll put this on the ground and it'll set and settle. But I'll show you again. Right here. You see the dividing line right here. Where the mold is. That's where the mold ends. Right there. You can see the line in there. So you fill it up to that point. I'll go a little bit over and have it and let it sit there for about 3 hours. Given the fact that it's colder out here than it normally is in the wintertime, I'll let it sit there for about 3 hours, maybe 4. So now I've got it on the ground. It's a little bit more divided out. I'll fill it up just a wee bit more. And once that gets filled, or once that gets set and settled right there, let me place something up under this box. I'm going to tilt this just a little bit. Got to get a little rednecky ideas here. And I usually place something like a block, brick, bolt, screw, something up under there. Okay. And we'll let that sit for about 3 hours, maybe 4. Because I already have a thick master copy, so if I ever have to remold it, I can use that one back there. That sits for 3 or 4 hours. Come back out. Ooh, it got dark. Come back out, dump it. And once I dump it, the latex process is just dump, drip, dries, all that. And it's now getting dark out here, so. And that's it. So there's the live documentation of the Chris Russell classic Camp Killer, aka Bloody Murder mask, and a successful demolding. Okay, so we shall see you guys next time. Thank you.